This is the WaterLeftFrog Podcast, Season 5, Episode 1, Elbow Grease, the St. Louis Singer-Songwriter compilation, Part 1. Welcome back to the WaterLeftFrog Podcast. Each episode, I walk through some of the music and art that I've created and co-created over the last 35 years. In this episode, I'll be talking about the second singer-songwriter compilation that I produced. This one is called Elbow Grease, and it's from the year 2000. So coming off the heels of Sweat Equity, I jumped right back into doing another project of St. Louis singer-songwriters. As with Sweat Equity, I rounded up 8 local writers to record their songs. This time around, I was fully in the producer seat. While Sweat Equity was about learning how to do a compilation, Elbow Grease was a refinement of that process. I recorded each and every song in this compilation. Some of the writers stuck to just a strict guitar and vocal, while others expanded their arrangements and even had some guest musicians to help out with their recording. All of this was done in my 2-bedroom apartment in St. Charles. 2 thoughts come to mind when I think back on the recording of Elbow Grease. The first one is, my neighbors never complained. Not a single complaint. I found that both odd and maybe a little scary. Secondly, great music can be made anywhere. As with Sweat Equity Podcast, this one will be focusing on Elbow Grease, and it will be in 2 parts. So let's get started with part 1 of Elbow Grease. Gen Obata has a long history of playing and performing and creating art. For a couple years, I looked forward to his holiday cards. Each card was graced with a picture of his cat, which had been oversized and placed next to everyday objects, making it the Godzilla of cats. Gen was one of the first that I reached out to for Elbow Grease. He was organized, easy to get along, and had a lot of experience playing and performing. I chose his song to start the CD because it's infectious and fun. When I got him in the studio, he really didn't need much help from me. He came with a bunch of ideas, and he knew what was going to work and what wasn't. This is Take Me With You When You Go by Gen Obata.
Hear that lonesome whistle blow. See your bags up by the door. Trouble's coming, don't leave me here alone. Take me with you when you go. I don't care why you have to run. Please don't tell me what you've done. Just say you love me, that's all I want to know. Take me with you when you go. I knew you wouldn't stay too long. I still don't know what went wrong. I don't care what I have to do to make it so. Take me with you when you go. I see the sorrow in your eyes. The phone rings warning in the night. Sirens coming, the streets are all aglow. Take me with you when you go. I hear the thunder on the street. I feel you falling at my feet. I'm going with you, even if it's down below. Take me with you when you go. I don't care why you had to run. I'll never know what you've done. Whisper you love me, it's all I need to know. Take me with you when you go. When you go. Take me with you when you go.
Mark Moebeck has been a staple of St. Louis singer-songwriters since the early 1980s. He was making a living playing bars and events well before the rest of us. Where I was new at all of this, Mark was on the other end of the spectrum. He had recorded, performed, and even release music before it was easy. His songwriting chops showed someone who took the craft seriously. He didn't suffer fools lightly, and it took some convincing to get him involved in elbow grease. But I figured if I got him on board, I'd have no problems getting others to join our project. And I was right about that. When recruiting the remainder of the writers, I just needed to name drop Mark, and suddenly people were interested. Mark had great contacts as well. He was able to secure a spot for us to perform at the Sheldon Concert Hall for our CD release party. Mark offered 2 songs for this project. The first is called Western Gate. It is an homage to St. Louis and all the great things we find in this city. Dave Black guested on this recording playing electric guitar, and I'm actually quite proud of the fact that I was able to talk Dave into using my small Silvertone amp to record his guitar part. I know Dave can make anything sound good, but his part works well with my Silvertone, and he listened when I asked him to use this amp, which is always cool. This is Western Gate by Mark Moebeck.
At the eastern edge of this old town, I watch a river flowing down. 20 years have come and gone. I never meant to stay this long, but time in one long current flows, and where it gets to no one knows. So here I work and here I wait, here at the Western Gate. Back in the days of yesteryear, this town was built on shoes and beer. Now it's cars and planes and pesticides, gambling boats, chopper rides, and people work and people play. They live their lives out day by day. Here in this town I love to hate, here at the Western Gate. And the river winds like a serpent to the sea, as forever time moves on so endlessly. And the river winds like a serpent to the sea, as forever time moves on so endlessly. So take me to the old ball game, or walk me down the walk of fame, through places I have known before, on Southside streets and West End stores. And if I had the truth to tell, I'd say I know this place so well. It serves as home at any rate, here at the Western Gate.
Louis Sabione is one of the next songwriters that I recruited. He was a Frenchman who had transplanted himself here to St. Louis. We had a shared love of instrumental guitar music, stuff like Michael Hedges and Martin Simpson. I'd seen him play around town in coffee houses, and he had such a great touch on the acoustic guitar. But I'd only heard him do instrumental music, so when I approached him about being a part of Elbow Grease, he said he was open, and he said he had some vocal music he'd like to record. I was surprised because I didn't know he sang, and I wasn't disappointed. His voice was just as tasteful as his guitar playing. This song, Refuge of the Plains, was recorded in one take with 2 mics. I think that is a testament to Louis' playing. This is Louis Sabione with Refuge of the Plains.
The sand and Money's Blue Kitchen at Giovanni. My brother's sane and the French is spoken, they don't need me. And I could laugh and I could cry, and I will live and I won't die, 'cause I can start thinking of coming back to you. It's a strange phenomenon that never fails to take me by surprise, 'cause home is a prison and I get jailed among the civilized. They talk to me like nothing's changed, but I know the broken line in the palm of my hand. It's why I keep thinking of coming back to you, flying back to you. Going back to where love and affection don't hit like a slap in the face. Flying back to our lonely refuge of the plains. When the place you missed starts sinking beneath your feet, remember your bliss, you've always walked a different street. Look what they've done to your past, but this bitter trip won't be your last. And I just wanna think of coming back to you, flying back to, fleeing back to, rushing back to, running back to you. Gone back to where love and affection don't hit like a slap in the face. Flying back to our lonely refuge of the plains. I'm flying back to you. I'm running back, I'm rushing back to you.
Chris McMahon was one of the people I did not know ahead of time for this project. I'd seen Chris as he worked at Music Folk, which is by far one of my favorite music stores in St. Louis, and he knew his way around guitars. And any conversation I ever had with him was laced with exquisite taste. It was clear that he had chops, I'd heard him play, and he had great depth, but I hadn't really heard him perform in a songwriter setting. People I knew respected him, and it was clear he was a perfect fit for Elbow Grease. I just didn't know it at the time. Out of all the songs I recorded for this project, his song, Soft to the Moonlight, became my favorite. I literally had goosebumps as I was recording him. I'd never heard the song until we started recording, and he had complained that he had a cold and his voice was off and he didn't know if he wanted to keep the song for the project. I'm pretty sure he actually tried to back out once or twice, and he was always downplaying his brilliance. But there is magic here, and it baffled me that he didn't see it. This is Soft to the Moonlight by Chris McMahon.
When the soft of the moonlight and the lights are quiet aglow. When the soft of the moonlight, the lights are burning low. Well, my baby, she's sliding all tender and easy. She got waves of gold in her hair. in the soft of the moonlight. And I saw her standing there, and like the moon drop down to the ocean, like the raindrop fall to my eye. In the soft of the moonlight, she casting a spell, and the whole world passing us by. She don't need no one to ask forgiveness. She don't need no suitor to abide. When the soft of the moonlight lying right by my side, and I can see 4,000 miles, and I can hear every little song in the world. No, in the soft of the moonlight, lying with my baby in a sand dune curl, and like the moon drop down to the ocean, like the raindrop fall to my eye. In the soft of the moonlight, she casting a spell, the whole world passing us by, the whole world passing us by now. In the soft of the moonlight, she casting a spell, and the whole world passing us by, passes by.
Luke Warmwater was another staple of the open mics here in St. Louis. I don't know why he didn't end up on Sweat Equity. He was hanging around the same folks I was, and he was an easy choice when I started Elbow Grease. He had a bag of songs, each one better than the next. I made the mistake of one time asking about his name. I assumed he was Native American, so I asked him about being Native American. He looked at me and laughed so hard that it took a full 5 minutes for him to stop long enough to say, "Rob, my name is Dennis." This is Save My Soul by Dennis, Luke Warmwater.
I woke up this morning gonna save my soul. Oh yeah, gonna save my soul. Woke up this morning, said I'll save my soul. Oh, save my soul. I woke up this morning, said I'll save my soul. Oh yeah, gonna save my soul. Woke up this morning, said I'll save my soul. Oh, save my soul. And I'm leaving, I'm not getting any closer to my home, and I'm tired of driving down this old road. Sometimes my troubles get just a little bit too heavy to bear, and I swear I find a way to lighten up my load. I woke up this morning, gonna take my chances. Oh yeah, gonna take my chances. Woke up this morning, said I'll take my chances. Oh, take my chances. I woke up this morning, said I'll take my chances. Oh yeah, gonna take my chances. Woke up this morning, said I'll take my chances. Oh, take my chances. Gonna pack up my bags and head on down that less travel road. Won't need no road map. I just follow my heart. Ain't no such thing as laughing too loud. this morning, gonna start over. Oh yeah, gonna start over. Woke up this morning instead of starting all over. Oh, start all over. Woke up this morning instead of starting all over. Oh yeah, I'll start all over. Woke up this morning instead of starting all over. Oh, start all over. Gonna saddle up my dreams and ride them. That damn horse throws me, I'll get right back on. Always try to do what's right. Sometimes I'm wrong, worry sure can make a damn hard pillow. I woke up this morning, gonna save my soul. Oh yeah, gonna save my soul. Woke up this morning, said I'll save my soul. Save my soul. I woke up this morning, said I'll save my soul. Oh yeah, gonna save my soul. Woke up this morning, said I'll save my soul. Oh, save my soul.
I went to grade school with this next songwriter. Chris Richardson was a year ahead of me in grade school. Hadn't spoken to Chris since grade school, but somehow we connected as we crossed coffee houses and open mics. St. Louis is a strange, small world unto itself. Chris was beginning his journey as a songwriter prior to Elbow Grease, and the song Lifelong does not sound like a new songwriter. It sounds like somebody who knows exactly what they're doing. His voice comes across so well in these recordings. This song sits high on the list for me. This is Lifelong by Chris Richardson.
Saw you with a frown. Since you're feeling lost, floating right out of bounds, trying to find some ground, you know that's allowed. You know it will be found. I'm proud to be so proud. Saw you with a frown. Superstitions up, intuition way down, trying to find some ground. You know that's allowed. I know it will be found. I'm proud to be so proud. You know that I believe you're where your faith should be. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? it? Do you feel it? Yeah, yeah. Saw you with a frown. Don't feel so caught up, and you won't be let down. Search for hallowed ground. You know that's allowed. You know I sing it loud. I'm proud to be so proud. You know that I believe you where your faith should be. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel it?
It's funny, I can hear the chair that I used in my studio squeak at the end of each of the songs. It's almost consistent. You can almost hear it every song at the end of it. That's funny. Bob Bailey had been doing music around St. Louis in a variety of ways. He had a trio, he played solo, he had these cabaret evenings where a variety of musicians and artists came together and performed their various acts in a show. Bob was one who was an enigma to me. So much of his music was about Europe, and he styled himself with this exotic flair. By this time in my life, I had done a lot of traveling. I'd been to Europe, I'd been to Australia, and so I thought I had a fellow traveler with Bob. So I asked Bob about his travels and how that influenced his writing. He came back and said he'd never traveled outside of the United States. I'm not even sure he had traveled outside of St. Louis at this point in time. I made a lot of assumptions and learned that Bob just has a heck of a vivid imagination that he channeled into his songwriting. This is Say the Word by Bob Bailey.
Send me a piece of your love, just like you've done before. Just a little peace and love, it's never hurt anyone. I can hardly walk, I can barely see the floor. The sun combs my hair, the moon rubs my eyes with you. And there's so much of you. Say the word and I'll be healed. I love you. Say the word and I'll be healed. You come on over to me. Come on, sit on my knee. Someone turn on the light on my baby. I'm gonna leave on a plane.
Now someone turn on the light on my face. And there's so much of you. Send me a piece of your love, just like you've done before. Just a little peace and love, it's never hurt anyone. I can hardly walk, I can barely see the ground. The sun combs my hair, the moon rubs my eyes with you. And there's so much of you. Say the word and I'll be healed. I love you. Say the word and I'll be healed. I love you. Say the word and I'll be healed. I love you.
The next songwriter was the last writer I actually talked into doing elbow grease. In his day job, he was an attorney, which was a nice addition to the group, not gonna lie. Whenever we had legal questions or speeding tickets, he was a big help. Walter Schmidt played with a deep love of jazz and the old standards, and it came through in his songwriting. I wanted the songs in elbow grease to have a variety of styles, and when I heard Dennis play, I was like, that's the style I'm missing, and I was hooked. He was doing something that none of us were. It was an older style hearkening back to a different era, and I found it soothing to my ears. This is Every Time It Rains by Walter Schmidt.
Sunday morning, waking up alone. Read the paper over coffee, call the folks back home. The sun was shining early, now things are turning gray. Looks like another rainy day. And I remember days like this, we'd drift along. Maybe linger over coffee, I'd work on some old song. And I always loved the harmony when you began to sing along. So much music, so much love has come and gone. And after all these years, you know it's strange. I think about you every time it rains. And lately in the evening, when the sun is going down, I sit beside the window, watch the lights come on in town. There's been a tinge of sadness ever since we've been apart. I guess it's always raining in my heart. And after all these years, you know it's strange. I think about you every time it rains. And lately in the evening, when the sun is going down, I sit beside the window, watch the lights come on in town. There's been a tinge of sadness ever since we've been apart. I guess it's always raining in my heart. And after all these years, you know it's strange. I think about you every time it rains.
That wraps up this episode of the WaterLeftFrog Podcast. Thanks for taking the time to walk with me through this journey of good music and good memories. As always, I hope you find something here that you like, and I encourage you to search through my channel on YouTube, as you will see all of my music is posted there for free. I will be posting the entire Elbow Grease compilation on streaming services shortly. Big thanks to the staff here at Center Neptunes. They do a great job of keeping the tapes rolling and sounding good. And big thanks to our legal team, Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. And we'll be back soon with another episode of the WaterLeftFrog Podcast. Thanks for listening. Keep buying those records, visiting those music stores, and supporting your local music scene. Because at the end of the day, it's always local. Take care.